Hello and good afternoon. My name is Bailie. I'm an occupational therapist as well as a dementia specialist. I'm sitting outside this afternoon enjoying the sunshine and the pretty spring weather. And I actually was thinking about some of the questions that I recently had from family members who either I have met at conferences that I've spoken at, or family members that I consult with, or even those that are in long-term care facilities that I go and do training with. Some of the questions that I get from them, and actually quite frequently, the question that I hear is, what do I do with my mom or my dad when I go to visit? So most of these individuals have parents who are living in long-term care facilities, and they go to visit them often, but their concern is that when they get there, they'll have conversation for 1 to 2 minutes, and then after that conversation is over, which is usually a one-sided conversation, them explaining things that are going on in their life, there's not much else to do, and they feel like they just stay for 15-20 minutes and then they're headed out the door. So some suggestions that I would give is, number one, figure out what your mom or dad enjoyed doing in the past and incorporate that somehow in your visit. So some of the families will say, well, I'll bring picture books of mom and dad and, the grandkids and, their sisters and brothers and their mom. But then I end up saying, hey, do you remember? Do you remember? So it's best to, if you're going to bring photo books or even things that they enjoyed in the past, is to not say, do you remember? But just engage in the activity. So if they're looking through a picture book, don't ask them questions of, do you remember? Instead, tell them stories, offer up information, and then you may receive, at times, information back from them. Another thing that you can do is just take items to do things with. So a lot of times, if it's your mother and she was very nurturing and loved children, taking baby dolls and interacting and maybe changing their clothes or giving them a bottle. With people who have dementia, sometimes they'll, in later stages, will believe that the baby doll is actually real. And that can be something that is fun for them to engage with and talk about the past and their grandkids while taking care of the baby. You can also think about incorporating things that will help trigger all of the senses. So let's say you were doing the baby doll, bringing up baby lotion or nursery rhymes or baby books that you could read, or that the resident could read or the loved one could read. Those are always really great things to think about, is how can I incorporate all of the senses in this one activity. Let's say it's your dad. You could take pieces of PVC pipe and get him to put them together and build things. You can get magazines of guns if he enjoyed hunting and do that. Or if he liked hunting, get Nerf guns and get permission to set up some targets and y'all play or do Nerf or target practice by shooting the Nerf guns. So there's a lot of things that you can do to be interactive. So think interactive, don't think conversation when you're going to visit. Okay, so the more you can interact and engage, the better off you're going to be, and not necessarily just sit and have conversation. As you're engaging, you're going to find that you receive conversation back. I hope this helps, and I hope you have great conversations and interactions with the individuals that you love. Thank you. God bless.